Baseball postseason is in full swing. This postseason has been full of excitement and controversy. Just think about the American League Championship Series where Boston Red Sox came back from a 3-1 deficit, as well as the National League Championship Series. Just think back of Burns' comments, as well as the play by Justin Upton. I'm going to take you back over what happened in Game 1 with Justin Upton. Remember Francis was on the field in the 7th inning when Chase Stadium got out of control? What happened there? Let's start with Chris Snyder, who doubled. And then Justin Upton got hit by an off-speed pitch from Francis. This brought up Augie Ojeda. Ojeda hit a possible grounder to third into a double play. This brought Upton going into a high slide to take out Matsui at second base. Automatically Vanover, the umpire, called an interference call and called the double play. What was the interference call that was made? Many people don't know what happened there. Many fans don't know the ruling. Well, according to Barry Bloom on MLB.com, it stated that an interference called on Justin Upton after Diamondbacks right fielder came into a high slide to upend Rocky second baseman Matsui on the front end of a double play. This rule that was broken was Rule 6.05M in the Major League Baseball rules. It stated, "Preceding runners shall in the umpire's judgment intentionally interfere with a fielder who is attempting to catch a thrown ball or throw a ball in an attempt to complete any play is considered out and the batter runner." That is an unknown rule that seldom is used in baseball. I'm going to take you through 4 other unique and unknown rules. There are going to be 2 on pitching and batting and 2 on fielding rules. Let's first look at the pitching and batting rules. Let's look at a balk and when a balk is not called. Let me define a balk for you. A balk is an illegal act by the pitcher with runner or runners on the base which entitles the runners to advance one base. Let me use some examples to explain what a balk is. If the pitcher is on the pitcher's plate and makes any natural movement associated with his pitch towards the home plate and does not complete it, that would be a balk. Or if the pitcher forgets to step through first base before he throws the ball, that is a balk. Let me give you this situation and decide for yourself, and we'll decide if it is a balk. A player is taking a long time into his pre-batter's box routine. As he does that, the umpire notices the pitcher completing an illegal move, so he calls a balk on the pitcher. Is that the correct call to make? Well, according to Baffling Baseball Trivia, this is a wrong play because even though the pitcher made an illegal move, it should not be called a balk if the hitter isn't in the batter's box, because the umpire's direction should be on the batter and not on the pitcher. Let's look at our second rule with pitching and batting. This is a scenario. A batter walks up and takes his place in the batter's box. 2 pitches are thrown. There are 2 strikes. Suddenly the team realizes that the wrong batter is up and sends a proper batter out onto the field. A 3rd strike is thrown. The batter is called out. But why is the batter called out? I tell you it is because he had 3 strikes on him, not because of batting out of order. This is based on Rule 6.07A, which states, "The proper batter may take his place in the batter's box at any time before the improper batter becomes a runner or is put out, and any balls or strikes that are counted in the proper batter box at bat." Therefore, the batter is out because of 3 strikes. Now let's look at 2 fielding rules, since we've looked at the 2 pitching and batting rules. This is the situation. The batter hits a line drive into right center field. The absent-minded first baseman is standing there watching near his regular position. The batter runs around first, and he nearly runs into the first baseman, but veers around him and proceeds to try for a triple. What happened? What was the call there? I'll give you 2 definitions, and I will then tell you what the answer is. According to baseball umpire helper definition, an obstruction is an act of a fielder who, while not in the possession of the ball and not in the act of fielding the ball, impedes the progress of any runner. Or you have what could be a defensive interference. This is an act by a fielder which hinders or prevents a batter from hitting a pitch. So according to those definitions, what happened in that scenario was an obstruction, not an interference. Our second rule is a runner always out when hit by a batted ball? Here's the scenario. Suppose the bases are loaded, with 1 out in the top of the 9th. The team on the field brings the fielders in. The batter hits a grounder right past the shortstop The ball goes past his glove and hits the runner from second to third. It caroms off the knee, the ball does, and rolls down the left field line into foul territory. 3-1 scores, and the batter makes it to second. Do all those scores count, or was the runner from second to third considered out? Well, according to Rule 7.9M, it does count. The rule states that an interference by a batter or runner when a fair ball touches him on fair territory before touching a fielder. But if the ball goes through or by an infielder and touches a runner immediately back of him, or touches the runner after being deflected by a fielder, the umpire shall not declare the runner out for being touched by a batted ball. Here's a real example from Baseball Digest on October 24th. It states that although it's seldom that a runner is protected by 7.9M, it happened on April 13th, 1998 in Los Angeles, where the Dodgers were hosting the Astros. This was the situation. In the bottom of the 7th inning, Todd Zeile was batting while Raul Mendoza was on first. Zeile hit a grounder on a hit and run that struck Mendoza between first and second. But Mendoza wasn't called out because first baseman Jeff Bagwell was playing in and second baseman Craig Biggio had no play. Therefore, Zeile was credited with a single. Now you have heard the 4 unique rules which concern pitching, batting, and fielding. Let's just look at these rules and remember that baseball has unique rules, but all of these are subjective to the umpire and what they call. According to Baseball Field Guide, published in 2004, most calls are a judgment call by the umpire, and it is final. If you just think of Justin Upton, he got his interference call when he went to upend Matsui. But if you remember in Game 3 of the National League Championship Series, Montero slid into second base 5 feet off the bag, and no call was made. Just to leave you with one final situation before I leave, I'm going to tell you this. You get to make the research on this and find the ruling of your own. This is a true scenario that happened back in 1933. A player bunts down the first base line. The pitcher fields the ball and lunges to tag him, but the pitcher loses control of the ball and it rolls down the shirt. The runner now realizes that he is in control of the ball and runs around the bases. The fielders are looking a little confused, not knowing what to do, and the runner makes it home. Does that run count, or what happened? Go check it out. The umpires in this scenario even had to double-check the rules before they made their call. Thank you for your time. I'm Meredith Davies. I hope you enjoyed this.